people have been complaining about luxury recently and that it's no longer luxury, that too many people can buy it, that too many people have the same thing. And today I am saying that is not true because I am sharing my 7 most unique and special pieces. The first piece that I want to start out with is actually my very first luxury piece, but it's also very special because it is a first of its kind as well. And that is my Tiffany Atlas key. Now you might be saying, Victoria, Tiffany Atlas key is not that unique. There were a ton of those that were sold. And while that is true, this is the very first one that was sold. How do I know that? Well, Tiffany had not put this on the website yet. In fact, Tiffany hadn't even put this out in their store yet. And before my 16th birthday, I was up on a class trip to New York, and after the class part was done for the day, my mother and I did some Fifth Avenue, what we thought was going to just be window shopping, and what turned into birthday shopping. Now, I had never gotten a luxury gift for a present at this point. I was certainly not buying myself any luxury at this point. But my grandmother had told me to watch out for anything that I saw to mark my 16th birthday because she wanted to get me a very nice gift. And when we walked into Tiffany, the very first one of these was being put into the case, and I saw it and immediately I knew that this was going to be the key for me. It has these Roman numerals on it, which I have always absolutely loved Roman numerals. It is not as big or as chunky or as long as a lot of the other keys at the time were, that just felt too big on me as a 16-year-old. So this both fit my personality, but it also fit me physically. And as soon as I tried it on, I knew that this was what I wanted for my birthday. I didn't need to look in any other stores. So I got on the phone, called my grandmother, she okayed it, gave her credit card information to the wonderful sales associate, and I purchased the very first Tiffany Atlas key. Like I said, it wasn't on the website yet. It wasn't even fully in the showroom yet. They just put the first one out. And so I'm thrilled to have this in my collection, both because it's sentimental to me for a couple of different reasons, but also because it is a really cool piece of Tiffany history. Now, when it comes to my most special piece, I think I have to go with the piece that was made specifically for me. And that is my gorgeous Louis Vuitton Damier Ebene 24 size trunk. Now, I love this trunk. I have had this trunk now for about a year, and it is just, I use it every day because it is why I put my most special and also most worn jewelry pieces in. Now, when it comes to this trunk, I'd initially been looking at purchasing a monogram one right off the store floor, but I didn't really want a monogram trunk because I wanted a trunk as a piece of Louis Vuitton history, and Damier Ebene was the original canvas, so I wanted an original canvas for my trunk. And thanks to Living Luxe with Meredith, I found out that that was possible. You don't have to be a VIP at Louis Vuitton to be able to do this. Anyone can go in and request a piece be done in regular or canvases that are offered with different hardware than what is offered. They won't necessarily approve it, but it can be done. And this is often something that they will do on trunks. And they did it on mine. I chose to keep the gold hardware. I'd consider doing silver. I ended up going with the original red interior. I had considered a couple of different colors as well, including the new blue that came out this year. Last year was just available for pre-order. I'd considered green because I'm a Slytherin. That ended up looking like a pool table. And so I ended up going with the traditional red, but also in here, this actually has my name on the plate, and they only put those plates in whenever you have the trunk custom done. And then to top it off, I got this trunk when they were still doing custom painting. So I have 3 custom paintings on mine. The first is right here. I'm trying not to tilt this too much because it has all my jewelry in it. So the first is right here with my initials and some scroll work. The second is my university because I got this to mark getting my CPA license, and so it actually says CPA below my initials. and I wanted my university represented on here as well. And then I have my last name written on the back of the trunk. And I love this piece. It's so special, but it's also so usable, and it's an heirloom piece. This will be able to be passed down through my family for generations, and it was also something that was made specifically for me in Paris. Now, this is actually not the only specifically made for me piece in Paris. The second one is much smaller though, and it is my special order piece from Hermes. Now, Hermes is known for their Birkins and their Kellys, and if you are fortunate enough, you will be offered the opportunity to create a special order Birkin and Kelly. I don't have any Birkins or Kellys. I don't have any special order Birkins and Kellys, but I was able to get this little cute piece made. The catch? You had to live in Europe or have a European address to get this made for you. They did Bastias, they did Calvi's. I wanted a Bastia, and I didn't live in Europe, but I had a friend who did. And so she very graciously allowed me to use her address. And what I had done is I had the Vuitton on the outside, which at the time was what I was thinking I would want for a Kelly, because at the time I wanted a Kelly, not a Birkin. I had my initials hot stamped. I had the little horse head hot stamped. And then this also has, just like these special order bags, the horseshoe stamp on the inside. It will focus. Hopefully you can see that. And then I had cray done on the inside. Now I carry this in my bag with me at all times. I keep bobby pins, a scrunchie, a little nit picker for clothing. I keep Band-Aids in here. And so this is for my little teeny tiny catch-all. But I use this all the time, and it's really, really special to me that this is something that could only be done in Europe, and then I do technically have a special order piece. She also actually picked it up from the FSH flagship store for me, so technically it came from there as well. Now, the next thing that I want to go with, I'm counting 2 items in one because they were basically for the same thing, and that's for my bridal tea and my rehearsal dinner, as well as for my actual wedding. And those are my 2 pairs of Jimmy Choo Love pumps. Now, these are special for sentimentality, but each is also a little special in their story of how I got these. This is a navy kid leather, which is only done in the special order pump, I believe, or at least at the time it was. And because we did a special order pump, we were able to get my initials, if this will focus, put on in gold on the bottom of the shoe. I obviously wear these shoes because the soles are pretty dirty, but getting a special order item from Jimmy Choo I just thought was really, really cool. And the reason that we actually got these is that Amex was running a deal where if you spent so much at Jimmy Choo, you got so much back on your Amex statement in cash. And so doing the special order on these, which is more expensive than the regular pump, we were actually able to get these for the same amount as a regular pump, and this was a special piece. My other Love 100 are these sky blue, I call them Carolina blue, pumps. I'd always said that I wanted to wear Carolina blue heels for my something blue on my wedding day, and I was determined to do just that. The reason that I ended up getting these is because I can actually wear these. If I had gotten wedding shoes and then dyed them into Carolina blue, I never would have worn them again. These I definitely wear often, and the neat thing about how I got these is that these were not for sale in the US. They only sold the 85mm in the US, and I wanted 100 because I wanted a minimum of a 4-inch heel. And Jimmy Choo does not typically do international transfers to different countries. Well, they made an exception for me for my wedding. These were sent to me from the flagship Bond Street store, and I was just absolutely thrilled to get these. They were perfect on my wedding day. They are still perfect now. And I have something from Jimmy Choo's flagship, which I thought was pretty neat. Now, item number 5 is going to be a piece of clothing. And that's this incredibly heavy, incredibly beautiful work of art from Neiman Khan. And everything on here was hand sewn, all of these individual chains. I mean, just look at this gorgeous piece of art. And yes, I do actually wear this top. I have worn it a couple of times. I am planning to wear it to my Vegas themed holiday party at work, and it's just stunning. It is absolutely stunning. The workmanship in this, I mean, it's beautiful. The way the chains were designed is just incredible. And while this was available for sale in the US, This is a vintage piece. This was from like the 80s, I think it was. And they did it in this shirt version. They also did it in a knee-length dress and a floor-length dress. But this is just, it's stunning. And I love just even looking at it when I'm not wearing it because it is a true piece of art. Now, finally, for the bags, I have two bags that to me are incredibly special pieces to have in my collection. The first of which is also one of my two favorite bags, and that is going to be my Lady Dior. Now, having this Lady Dior is something that has sparked a desire to have a whole collection of Lady Diors. I never desired to have a collection of bags, but this one changed that. And the reason is because it's just so gorgeous and unique. And I realized that there's so many gorgeous, unique Lady Diors in the world that I want to own more of them. And this one is unique because it was done in a smooth leather, which they really don't do. They typically do the canage print, or it's something with embroidery or something with some sort of a design to it. So having a smooth leather Lady Dior is really, really unique. And I just think the color is stunning. This bag is 20 years old. And the other neat thing that makes it special for me is that the only Dior store that I've ever actually gone into was at the Ala Moana Shopping Center in Hawaii. And as it turns out, this bag was actually purchased there brand new 20 years before I went. Now, my other very, very special bag, and the most expensive item in my entire collection, which being expensive doesn't make it special, but this one is incredibly special. And that is my YSL Le Femour top handle bag. I mean, like, every time I look at her, she's just so pretty. And it is also the only item that I have in an exotic leather. This was done in a black lizard, and it is also a one of one for the country. The other thing that is amazing about this bag is, yes, it is the other of my two favorites, but it is extremely user-friendly. Like, I bought it knowing that it was comfortable and knowing that it was a style that I liked. It's a top handle bag that also has a crossbody strap. That is like most of my bags, I think. I love that style of bag and it works really well for me, but this bag is super usable and it's just so stunning and gorgeous. I mean, there's not another bag like this in the country, and so to have a one-of-one bag, to have it be my first exotic, but then also this bag is sort of something that represents my husband and I getting to a place where we're able to purchase something like this and not have to think about it, not have to save up for it for months. We were just able to say, yes, I love this, yes, let's get it. And so to be in a financial position where we're able to do something is a very freeing thing. Other neat thing about this bag is that it also got me VIP status at YSL, which I never thought I'd get VIP status at YSL. And I happened to also purchase it from my sales associate, who's not just a sales associate, but a friend as well. So being able to get this bag from a friend, to create a VIP status, to be in a financial position to be able to afford to buy this is just a really amazing thing. But then to also love carrying this bag as much as I do has been really, really fantastic. And like, I knew I would love carrying this bag. I didn't know how much I would love carrying this bag until I was actually carrying it, and it is amazing and fantastic. So I hope you have enjoyed seeing what I deem to be my 7 most special pieces in my luxury collection. I would like to tag Sam from Bargain Hunting Blonde, who I know is about to have a baby here in a couple of months. I would also like to tag Megan from Train Girl Megan. And then I would love to tag Lisa to do this whenever she is finally moved back into her New York apartment after all the drama that has gone on with that, to see what her 7 most special pieces are. So with that, I hope you have a great rest of your day, everyone. Bye!